everyone! Oh my gosh, I cut my hair, but you guys really don't care about that because, you know, you're not watching it for my life, you're watching this for the Korra review. So, let's get down to business. I am so sorry I've been gone for a while. I was on another island for a family reunion, and unfortunately my grandmother has no idea what the heck the internet is. It kind of sucks when you don't have Wi-Fi and you use all of your data from your data plan. So, I mean, unfortunately I will not be doing a review for the episodes that I did not do. They might come later, they might come never, but let's just get started with the latest episode that came out. Episode 9, The Stakeout. Oh my gosh, this episode drove me insane. There were so many metaphors and so many double meanings and just, oh my gosh. By far, this must be my favorite episode of the entire season. Crazy. So let's get started. Shall we? I said this is the second time I said this, sorry. Let's just start. Let's take a minute to talk about Mako's character in this episode. You can tell he's that cop that just is so serious in his work, and he's just very serious, and he's got this dark soul that has no need to tell a backstory or anything. And he's just an emo. He's just an emo cop that has a diary that no one wants to hear excerpts from, because who would want to hear an excerpt from his diary except maybe for him? Or maybe Lin Beifong. Maybe Lin Beifong reads it because she thought it was a very sad, handwritten book. And Mako, your dork is showing. Maybe you should leave the nicknames for the other members of the group, like, you know, maybe Korra, or, ooh, how about Sokka? Ooh, maybe, ooh. Whew. Okay, now's the time where Asia goes deep in her videos, and normally it takes a long time to get my thoughts out there about these really deep thoughts, but let's just try it without me stumbling over my words like a little idiot. Alright. Let's go. Number 1. If Aiwei can sense that people is lying, I have a strong feeling he can tell when two people are following him. Because Toph could do that. You knew Toph knew where everybody was. That's why she had to sleep with her feet off the ground. You can clearly see that in an episode if you're really looking at her or paying attention. He can probably tell that Mako and Bolin are following him, and he shows no sign, or maybe he's pretending that he shows no sign. So which brings me to a thought. What if Aiwei and Suyin are definitely in on the Red Lotus? We already know that Aiwei is with the Red Lotus. What about Suyin? She sends them to go find Aiwei, and maybe she knows where he's going, and maybe she knows these things and just sends them to Aiwei, and then that's the whole plan. That was probably the backup plan. Number 2. So now that we know that Unalaq isn't on the Red Lotus, what about Amon? What I didn't get was Amon's followers were so passionate, and after he disappeared and died, did that mean that his followers also just disappeared? I mean, what about the whole non-bending thing? Is the whole riot gone? Are people still, like, asking for people to not bend anymore? Or has that riot just disappeared? Or, you know, non-benders' rights, whatever happened to that? That whole movement where, you know, Korra was like, I am the avatar of both the benders and non-benders. Whatever happened to that? Gosh darn it! Why don't you answer this, Bri? Continuing on from number 2, does Zahir want to continue Amon's path and take bending away from everybody that can bend? I don't know, is that what he's leading towards or something? Continuing from that point on to number 3, Zahir said he wants to take down all government positions and high power positions so the people do not have a leader which they can follow, or oppress them, as he says. Okay, does he want the people to live on the backs of the lion turtles again and not have bending? I mean, that was okay, but I mean, remember this, the lion turtle that, you know, had the firebenders did have leaders on that turtle. Lion turtle, wow, I cannot talk right now. But they had leaders on that lion turtle, which, you know, oppressed everybody else. They kept the food and made everybody who was not rich or them hungry. So if you take a look back on Chinese history, because I had to take AP World History for some reason, God, I was stupid. Okay, say there's a king. There is a king who is oppressing the people, and the people rebel, and they quite possibly take down that king. Then they put they'll take somebody who was a really good leader within the rebellion and place him on the throne and say, hey, you are our new king now, be good to us and treat us kindly. And then maybe a few years later, he starts to oppress the people. And this, if you go through Chinese history, is a constant repetition, flow, circle, gosh darn it. And from that point on, it just repeats it. That's what I'm looking for. It repeats itself over and over and over again. So really, Zahir is just gonna repeat history. And you know what? We should learn from history, and Korra, I think, is doing what she thinks is right, and I feel like that Korra's path is the most morally right path, because she's not only thinking about, you know, balance of balance of the world, but she's thinking about the people. If you let, you know, Vaatu back, people will suffer and die, and she's there to not only protect the spirits and balance the world, but to protect the people. And I think the people is her #1 commitment right now. The moral of this rant is take Chinese history, or pay attention when you're doing history of China in your world history or AP world history or honors history class, whatever. You will learn a lot about China. And China is a very complicated place. We're going back to Ba Sing Se! Oh my gosh, okay, so I knew we had some unfinished business there. You can't just take a queen's entire airbending army and not expect some kind of, like, punishment or you know, repercussion for the actions that they've done. So I mean, this is great. We get to settle some unfinished business and see what the hell's going on in Ba Sing Se and why hasn't it changed from 100 years ago? Or 75 when Aang was there? Yeah, okay, so we're going back to Ba Sing Se, and oh my gosh, it looks like Korra is the new Hannibal. With the face mask. I don't watch Hannibal. I am afraid of scary movies and television shows. I get nightmares really easily. This week's You Tried star goes to Zahir, because he has tried so hard to capture the Avatar. The first time he got sent to prison for 13 years. Second time, they almost got her, but didn't quite work so well. The third time, the dang Earth Queen army stole her. Okay. Alright, Zahir, you're trying really, really hard. And I guess your motives are good. But, you know, I think you're kind of developing a Zuko complex where you try really hard to get the Avatar, but you just keep failing. Ooh, maybe try this. Become the Avatar's bending teacher. You might get in. You just might. Here's something new for you guys. I have no idea who to give this week's Jerk of the Week to, so why don't you guys tell me who you think is this week's Jerk of the Week? And if you're thinking, what episode are you talking about, Asia? Well, I am talking about episode 9, The Stakeout. Ooh, Outback Steakhouse. That sounds really good. I'm really hungry. So tell me who you think this week's Jerk of the Week goes to. Anyway, everybody, thank you all for watching. It is so great to be back after a week or 2 weeks hiatus. I have no clue. But anyway, again, I am so sorry for not doing the past 3 episodes that I've missed. I watched them, I just haven't, you know, marinated it yet. Anyway, this episode has been such a doozy, and I am so excited for this coming episode, episode 10. Please leave me any comments or suggestions. I don't know. Give me your reactions. I would love to hear them too. I see you guys later for another episode of Legend of Korra. Oh my god, I'm so excited! And I'll see you with another video coming soon. Hopefully I'm gonna be doing better on these. Anyway, bye!